Hello, my name is Charles Johnson, and this is an oral presentation for business communications of a research report we did. The topic of the research report is Mexico and its impact on international business. I play the part of an executive research consultant for Air Logistics, which is a business that I made up. There's a few topics that we'll go over in the presentation, starting with social customs. What type of social customs are celebrated in Mexico? Also compare and contrast with social customs we have here in the U.S. to see if we can integrate those customs together to run a successful business. Family life, what's it like? How is it different from here in the U.S.? Also, how family life can impact business. Attitude, what's the normal attitude in Mexico and how it's different from here in the U.S.? Also, how can attitude affect business? Religion. What type of religion? Is there one major religion? Do they have several different religions? And also, what circumstances need to be met to run a successful business in Mexico? Education. What type of standards they have for education? And also, how those standards can affect a business in Mexico. Social customs. There's actually a lot of similarities between the U.S. and Mexico. There's also a few unique differences. As far as social customs go, social status can affect social customs. Usually higher end have different social customs than, say, the impoverished. Also, they do celebrate a few different holidays that we don't here in the U.S. Dia de los Muertos is one of those holidays. It's basically Day of the Dead. It's where they celebrate their family members that have passed on. Also, quinceañera, which is basically a celebration for a young female, 15-year-old. It's her celebration when she becomes a young woman. Dia de la Raza is another. Our Day of Our Lady Guadalupe is another. A few that they do celebrate the same is Easter, Christmas, and Halloween. Religion. Mexico's kind of a melting pot similar to the U.S. They do have one major religion, which is Catholicism. That wasn't always the case. Catholicism actually didn't come around until about the 1500s. Also, Catholicism is a little different from the U.S. They do blend some of their indigenous properties into Catholicism, so the traditional garb and also the traditional cross is a little different than what we have here in the U.S. Attitude. It's more of a relaxed attitude in Mexico, whereas here in the U.S., take business meetings, for example. Business meetings are on time to a T here in the U.S. So if you have a business meeting at, say, 11, you're expected to be there even early sometimes. Whereas in Mexico, if a business meeting is at 11, you may expect to see someone show up 10 to 15 minutes late. That's normally the custom. Also, it's more of a personal relationship type of a business environment. Business meetings, in the first one or two meetings, you actually won't discuss business. It's 2 or 3 meetings after that, after you've built a relationship with a person, that you start to discuss business. And even then, business discussions are usually held to the last 5 to 10 minutes in the meeting. Family life. Family life is a traditional in the sense that you have a mother, a father, siblings, and that type of a thing. The mother usually is the caretaker of the children, takes care of the meals, takes care of the house. The father is the one that goes and works and takes care of the bills and that type of thing. With siblings, same kind of deal there. You have a mother, or excuse me, you have a brother and a daughter. The brother will look after the daughter in certain situations, and then daughters, they tend to grow up and take the position of the mother in the household. One difference that I did notice is for the father, they have a sense of machismo or a male chauvinism where all the decision making is final. They have all say in most decisions around the household, and everyone else just kind of goes along with that. Education. Education was kind of a red flag to me. They have subpar standards at best. I'm not saying that America has the best standards, but a number that I did pick up is in Mexico, an average Mexican student will receive about 10% of the education that an American student will. And that's mainly because of the union that is established, the teachers union in Mexico. It's full of scandal and political propaganda. A lot of the times, those union memberships and benefits are bought and not, earned or received. And sometimes teachers won't even teach class. They'll go and do these political propagandas and things like that. So on average, a Mexican student will only go through, say, 9 grades of education, whereas here in America, in high school we have 12 or 13, and then we go on to college and so on and so forth. And it's just kind of a general feel for the education system. That's not to say that it's all like that everywhere, but as a general feel, it's kind of alarming when you want to go and set up business in Mexico. And that's pretty much it. 5 topics covered, as a quick overview about business in Mexico. Thank you.